The Dallas Cowboys, they bring in some help for Dak Prescott. Jalen Tolbert, the receiver from South Alabama, one of my favorite players in this draft. I thought he was much better than where his draft stock is. A two-time 1,000-yard receiver at South Alabama, but has that 4.4 speed. You watch him against Tennessee. They had no answers for him in the SEC even there. What do you think of getting a pass catcher for Dallas?
It's what they wanted. It's what they wanted. And I think that in this third round, I think this is a good value pick. They have some question marks at that position. Obviously, they lost a lot of guys. They lost Amari Cooper. They lost Malik Turner. They lost Wilson. I mean, they lost some dudes now. So, I mean, their receiving core has been diminished drastically. They're bringing back, obviously, CeeDee Lamb's supposed to be their number one. They signed Michael Gallup to an extension, but he's coming off an ACL injury. They picked up James Washington out of Pittsburgh. But those are your three-headed monsters right now. And there's a lot of questions whether or not James Washington is even going to be on the roster by the time camp gets done. So this is a great pickup for them. And I think that at this position, in this part of the draft, I think it's great. It's a great value.
Let's go to the best name on the Locked On Podcast Network. Landon McCool with Locked On Cowboys is with Kainani Stevens.
McCool, we got to check in with McCool, right? Landon, of course, we've been talking about the Cowboys and the picks that they've been making. Here they're adding Jalen Tolbert. We're having him in the room, feeling like he's good value. Do you feel like that's a good value at that pick for this team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they probably would have. They did consider him at 56. I mean, they needed a wide receiver. They needed specifically someone who could play inside and outside so that they could move CeeDee Lamb around him and Michael Gallup around him. Now they finally get a third wide receiver who is going to come in and mix it as a wide receiver 3 right away, I think.
So with those losses on offense, you kind of see him as a wide receiver 3, and he'll be able to make an immediate impact?
I hope so. I mean, obviously, the fact that he comes from a smaller school, South Alabama, is not exactly a quick translation. But you saw what he did against Tennessee this year. He really took it to an SEC team, I think, for over 140 yards or something like that. And so, I mean, he has played against a high level of competition, and when he did, he shined. So you hope that he can take that forward into training camp and then develop, because Michael Gallup's got an injury, so he's really going to need to come in and play right away and shine for the Cowboys.
They're definitely going to need it if they're facing the Philadelphia Eagles defense twice a season at the
Absolutely.
very least. So thank you for joining us, Landon.